30-second headline. And I run down some news right quick.
Run it down, mama. Put us on.
Hello. Unmute yourselves, Attorney Adwoa and Raunaq. Okay, wait. First of all, give me proper pronunciations.
Adwoa
and I can't hear you. One more time.
Oh, Raunaq, I think you sound.
Am I muted?
No, you're not muted, but you do seem very unhappy to be here.
No.
I'm definitely happy to be here.
Can I give some context?
Yes. Let's get
Okay.
into it. Give me the context.
So this is a very tough time for Raunaq. I mean, I don't want to speak for him.
You are speaking for him. I was going to ask him this.
I know the government is coming after him, and it just hasn't stopped. So as some of you guys may know, he was originally charged with just a misdemeanor graffiti charge, right, for spray painting "Fuck Israel" on the building of a church that was given money and donations to the Israeli Defense Fund, right? Well, the first thing that happened was the body cam from the responding officer that got to get everybody's impressions disappeared into thin air. Okay, so we start from there. Then the next thing that happens is that an officer goes to his job, they harass him, they arrest him at his job with FBI. This is for graffiti, okay, with FBI. And then they turn off their body cam before they search his car. They don't have a warrant for his car. So they turn off his body cam, their body cam, they search his car, okay? And they ask a tow truck driver to take his car from the parking lot. All of this is illegal. They claim that they found like drugs in his car during the search. So he's charged with a felony.
I'm gonna pause you real quick because we didn't get to intro this. You just like started talking.
No.
So I didn't get to like set anything up. All right. Before you keep going, welcome to the show. Thank you so much. Adwoa Asante, okay, and Raunaq Alam. And I want to very quickly, for those who are listening, set up what brings you here, because I also need to point out that this is happening in Texas, right? This is happening in Texas. And Raunaq, to my understanding, you have been locked up. Like you just got out.
Yes. Yeah, I just got out like a week ago.
Okay. So this is happening in real time, and I appreciate you, Adwoa, letting us know that this is not like a resolved situation. This is happening continuous, and it is becoming even more arduous. And I saw on your Instagram, Raunaq, that you said Zionist sympathizer Brian Bolton tried to lock me up for 180 days, overriding the jury's decision for probation. But the legal team, aka Adwoa Asante, and the appeal process are fighting back. So your boy is out. Also, Raunaq, I think you should also know that they're going to be extra hard on you because you fine. So just know that they hate. They hate it. They hate it. You got perfect teeth. They hate it. So I just want you to know that, because it is an extra added frustration when they're like, he's handsome. Yeah. All right.
Too cute to prosecute, I guess.
Yes, too cute to prosecute.
Here it goes.
Okay, Adwoa. So where are we now? So there was the body cams turned off. You get locked. How does it go from you're at the scene of the crime and the alleged crime, and they're turning off body cams? What happens next?
So let me just give you a little bit of a timeline. So the alleged incident happens. Sorry about that. The alleged incident happens like March, like mid-March, right?
Okay.
And then 10 days later, while he's at his job, FBI and FBI and local police like approach him. He immediately asserts his Miranda rights, even though they don't read it to him. You know, he's immediately like, I would like to talk to a lawyer. And
Well,
they
let me
ask
pause
him,
you right there, Raunaq. How do you know these things? Like, how do you know to assert that? Like, where did you get that education from?
The internet, I guess. I mean,
You can say
I
the
know my
internet, but
rights.
the internet is here and a lot of people don't know
Right.
shit. So what
I
makes
mean,
you say I need to know my rights and be prepared to say them?
like, well, I'm 32 years old, and I've watched countless videos of police brutality, of police misconduct, not following the law. You know, when it comes to like pulling over black people, and just how watching other instructional videos on TikTok, like how you should respond when you get pulled over by a cop when you're getting arrested, because a lot of times, you know, cops don't even know the law, or they know the law but they don't
Adhere
follow
to
the
it.
law.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I know that I have a right to attorney when I'm being questioned, um, and they insisted on questioning me when they came to my job. Um, Even though I asked for an attorney, I said, "Well, I don't want to answer any further questions without an attorney present."
Got you.
But they continued questioning me.
So, Joa, I pop in with these questions because, again, I want to understand on a human level the reasons why certain things take place, right? Beyond just the particulars, because these are the things that also people who are watching someone like Raunaq and relate to him, they may not be on top of that. But now they're going to be like, you know what Raunaq said? I need to go on on these internets and learn my rights so that when they come for me, after I say the message that needs to get said, that I know what to say. So they don't read the Miranda rights, but Raunaq is on top of it. What's next?
They try to sneak in one more question real quick. Just one more. Just one more.
Okay.
After he's asserted his right, but he just insists on his rights. So then at that point, that's when they take him into custody. And then, you know, here's the thing. They put their hands on him before they tell him they're taking him into custody. So obviously, as any human being, if like three people like put their hands on you before they're telling you that you're going to be placed under arrest, you're not sure what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And so it's jarring, but he stays calm throughout that process. Once they take him to the car, they make sure to talk to his supervisor to make sure he gets fired. So they talk to his supervisor. They show her like pictures. He has a presumption of innocence, mind you. He has a constitutional presumption of innocence at this point. But they
Talk to
talk to
law
his
attorney.
supervisor. Yeah, they talk to the supervisor. They show the supervisor evidence, which is like that's not normal, right? Like that's not normal to show
That's not even
someone.
their jurisdiction. Like, like that's not even their responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's when they take him to the car, and then the body cam goes off and the search happens. And my understanding is that they took the keys from him, unlocked the car. Okay, so there's like multiple steps of infringement. They take the keys while he's in custody, unlock the car, look through the car. You just had your body cam on 10 minutes ago. Why is it off now, detective? And then at that point, they're like, oh, okay, we found drugs. And in addition to this misdemeanor graffiti charge, you have a felony charge. Then they transport him to the police station, and he basically bonds out. He has to get his car from the tow yard because they told the tow truck people to take the car. That's like another aspect of it, because if you don't have a search warrant, you can't possess somebody's car, but they possess the car. They physically transport the car. And then 2 days later, they try to cover it up by getting a search warrant. You've already searched it,
So when did you come on the case?
So the case gets much worse, but I came on the case, I want to say around late March, maybe a week or two after the initial arrest happens, because there's going to be a bunch of arrests, a bunch of escalations, and he's going to go from facing a misdemeanor charge to 10 years in prison, right? It's just going to keep going up and up and up with the hate crime enhancements and all of that. So yeah. So I came on the case. I want to say the ending of March is when, Raunaq and I talk, because I'm with the National Lawyers Guild in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And so I do a lot of activist cases. I had previously done like Black Lives Matter representation. And so I have represented pro-Palestinian activists in Collin and Dallas. This is in Tarrant County. So I thought it was going to be another run-of-the-mill activist, case, very low-level offense. The next thing I know, they put the death penalty prosecutor on the case. So it's still a misdemeanor. Yeah. Yes.
So Raunaq, how have you? Oh, it's going to be a dumb question, so I'm not going to ask it. Raunaq, where are your people from? Are you Palestinian?
No, I'm not. I'm actually no,
Indian?
Bangladesh.
I was getting there. That was going to be my next one. That's going to be my next one. Damn.
But yeah, both of my parents are from Bangladesh.
Okay.
I was born here though, born and raised in America.
And how did you get involved in the pro-Palestine movement?
I've been involved in the pro-Palestine movement for a long time, since way before October 7th. Like I started, learning more about Palestine back in like 2014. And started educating myself more and more. And I think in like 2018, and then fast forward to the genocide happening since October 7th. I've been very heavily involved within the community, with organizing, with protests, and doing and like with BDS and everything I can to support Palestine movement.
And someone in the chat said Bangladeshi are born revolutionaries. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like almost all like Bangladeshi people that I know or have a form of like just like they're all and I root.
Your headphones are
Bengalis.
The headphones are actually cutting out. Can you see if you can do it without?
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Okay.
It sounds like mice are tap dancing. Like by the way, while we're waiting for him to get his sound correct, somebody approached my security guard, Brother Amir, and was like, you need to have these people on the show, Atty Adwoa Asante and Raunaq. And I'm like,
Can you hear me?
They're already scheduled for Wednesday. Yes, we can hear you. Can you just move the camera a little bit over so you're in the center of the box? Oh, is he frozen?
There you go.
Perhaps. Oh, it's processing.
Yeah.
So tell me, so you were talking about Bangladeshis, and I just want to get you in the center of the box so that when I edit this, we're not seeing just like... Hello, can you hear us?
Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, we're going to leave you to it to figure it out, because I feel like also Bangladeshis are really good with IT. Like culturally. So
one of the Amanda, one of the things that came up in trial was that Raunaq is like one generation removed from surviving a genocide himself, because his parents survived the Bangladeshi genocide. And we had Like one of the things we talked about was when he was growing up, like his dad would go to the river and there would just be like skeletons in the river. And so that sort of like context, like that mass industrial killing that happens during genocide, it's happened to Palestinians, it's happening to Congolese right now, it's happening to Sudan right now, it happened to Bangladeshi. It's just, governments just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and the people just have each other. And this case is very interesting because the government in Texas attempts to protect the government in Israel by charging this as a hate crime against the state of Israel. And it's like Israel has nuclear weapons, they have fighter jets. Wait.
Back up. That's the charge?
That was the enhancement. Luckily,
go ahead. Sorry. I'm just like,
no, that was in the language. They named the state of Israel in the enhancements language, the hate crime enhancements language. And it's unconstitutional because hate crime legislation was meant for oppressed people. It was meant for like the small person, but they turned it around. And again, this is why abolition, because the master's tools will never take down the master's house. Hate crime legislation is meant for Black and brown people. It's meant for marginalized people, and they're using it for the state of Israel.
Adwoa, how you get like this?
Like what, Amanda?
You with it. So I want to know also, we just got Raunaq's history. I want to know how did you get so radical? And it sucks that it's considered radical because everything you're saying is exactly the truth, the fact, and what it is. But you've gone through a course of study that oftentimes ends up working this out of people, right? Like, I mean, we know how law school does. So I'd love to hear how you got on this path to representing, like you said, so many pro-Palestinian protesters, etc.
I would say that a huge part of my awakening came from being integrated with Black American histories. I'm from Ghana, but when I think the first thing I can remember, the first thing that I remember was being 15 years old, and we had like a history fair, and I was like, you know what? I don't know what to do for this history fair. I'm just going to read Malcolm X. I'm just going to read this book, whatever. I don't know what to do. It changed my entire worldview.
Was it the autobiography of Malcolm X or just a book about Malcolm X? Oh, it was the
autobiography by Alex Haley.
When you were 15? Lit.
It was random. I could have picked anything in that library, but I think it was fate.
I was going to say that's not random.
Yeah. Well, for me, I didn't know.
I didn't know,
but I grabbed that book. Yeah. I grabbed that book and it just changed like my trajectory. And then also making those connections along the Black diaspora. So being able to understand the suffering of continental Africans, and then, learning about Malcolm X, learning about Black American histories, the Black Panthers, the Black Liberation Army. I mean, so all of that. Yeah. And getting here. And so it's been, I've been trying to, throughout the genocide of the Palestinian people, I think a lot of us have been trying to bring attention to like Afro-Palestinians, like understanding that we are deeply connected, and if we don't take care of each other, we're not going to make it, because the state is circling. The state is circling. The things that have happened to Raunaq during this trial, I think if we, I wanted to start from the missing body cam, but it ends all the way with, seizing phones and trying to bring forth new charges, and and them realizing that the search was illegal, so they actually rejected the drug case, and then the death penalty prosecutor getting on the case and then bringing it back, like using the states, using the governments, using prison, using jail, using bond, using probation, using surveillance to try to get you to be quiet on a spray paint case. Spray paint. And I think something that hurts a lot is that something that's really missing from the media is that like the place that was spray painted is presented as like this house of worship,
Yes, please speak this.
But under international law, if you fund a genocidal military, you're complicit. During the trial, we couldn't get into it. We were shut down because what is the law is not what is the truth, right? And so there was a lot of shutdown about the subject. But during the Nuremberg trials, it wasn't just the people that were, it wasn't just like the Nazis that were complicit. It was those who funded the Nazis, those who helped the Nazis. And what does it mean to be a place of worship, to get all these tax benefits, and then to raise money for a military that is one of the most funded in the world that's currently committing a genocide? And so it's like spray paints gets all of this harsh treatment. It gets treated as a felony. It gets this hate crime enhancement tacked on. Raunaq was looking at 10 years in prison, right? And then the state is still coming after him. They're trying to find his bond insufficient. They're trying to add new charges. They're still coming, just for spray paint.
Well, we know it's
the people,
not right. We know, but that's the thing, right? It's like what we're seeing right now, and this is what fascism does, is that everything is just a tool for suppression. And the simpler the thing that they can make the tool, the more powerful. If we can make spray painting a valid message on a site that is actualizing a genocide, then now anything even slightly greater than that becomes so much easier to suppress, right? And so much easier of a tool. Raunaq, I do want to say though, I know you are going through it, but if I see you vape again on my show, we gonna have a problem.
Okay.
Because that was wild.
Okay.
I didn't see it. Were you vaping, Raunaq?
Yes. Raunaq said.
Okay, my bad.
But this is also a symptom of fineness. And this is an issue that we need to address. Fine men feel like they can do whatever the fuck they want. You cannot.
Let them know.
You cannot. That's why the pandemic was horrible, but it made a lot of handsome men realize what it's like because they had the mask on. They couldn't get the treatment. They couldn't get the treatment.
Okay, yeah.
They lived a different life during that time. They said, damn, why am I not getting free hash browns? I usually get free hash browns. No, you regular now. You regular now. So what's next? What is next? I mean, but I also want to point out though, Raunaq, I'm gonna let you slide for two reasons. One, because you are definitely going through a terrible situation that we know is definitely being used to, what we say, throw the book at you. And I want to point out that, you know, from the pictures I've seen, like you've really just been so poised throughout this. And I think that's also like a real, that's a constant that we see with pro-Palestinian protesters, right? They're smiling because the resistance that's being done is for such a righteous reason, right? And there needs to be a continued pride in that. But I also want to give you props because, y'all, he's a cat person. Okay, what's the cat's name?
His name's Aura. He's
Aura?
always putting me like that. Yeah, he's actually right here.
Is there a cat coming in? Is there a cat coming in the shot? Because we're really big on that.
He's
really
right
big.
here.
Hello, Aura! Oh my God. We're really big on cats here. Adwoa, any animals at your feet?
That, Amanda, he loves his cats so much that I put them in his motions for release. I'm like, please, they need their dad. His cats need. Raunaq loves his cats. Like, we would go on court dates and he's like, hey, we really need to, like, my cat needs to go to the vet. I'm like, you're facing 10 years.
Like, first things first. Yeah, but
he
also
loves his cat so much. And I've learned to, I am afraid of everything. I'm afraid of cats. I'm afraid of I'm afraid of everything. But honestly,
you're not afraid of the man, and that's why we fuck
no,
with you.
we can't be afraid of the man because we have each other. We have each other. And so, but through this process, I have actually learned, I'm not even going to lie, and I've never told you this, Raunaq, I have learned a deep appreciation for cats just because of how much he loves his cats, like intense.
Yeah.
But stop calling them your babies, please.
They are his babies.
They are my babies. See? They're my babies.
They are his babies. Don't you
Oh,
know?
he's
Pets
like,
are the
I
new
birthed
kids.
them. He's like, I
And
birthed these cats.
pets are the new kids. Plants are the new pets. Like, that's where we are. Get into it. Get into it, Esquire. Get into it. So let's wrap this up. Tell me, what do we need to do? How can we be useful? How can we be helpful for what you guys are going through? What do we need to do?
So the legal fight is far from over. So one of the things is that Raunaq is trying to raise money for the appeals process. Through National Lawyers Guild, we're doing pro bono, right? So we do pro bono through the National Lawyers Guild, but the appellate attorney and any subsequent attorneys, they're gonna need sort of like compensation. And also, this is so important. There has to be everyone needs to sort of like be ready to disobey. I know it's so difficult because our entire socialization is to obey. You go to school, you obey the bell, you sit, you sit a specific way, you talk a specific way. Exactly. You even have to ask permission to be human, to use the bathrooms. All of that is engineering us to just fall in line with fascism. But we have to hold each other. We have to connect all of these issues, genocide, like anti-Blackness, ICE, reproductive justice, like all of these issues are connected, and we have to be ready to disobey and to resist. Also, please, your phones are being surveilled. Your phones are being surveilled all the time. Your phones, your location, everything is being surveilled. And so it's hard to do in-person stuff. Like, technology allows us to come together because we're in Texas, like we can all come together. Just be careful about your phones and your laptops. The state is circling, especially with this executive order declaring anti-fascism as a terrorist group. They're getting ready to come after us. And the liberals, please get off the fence.
Please tell them. Please tell
It's
that
not gonna
was the sound that we heard.
sing.
It wasn't mice tap dancing, it was liberals tap dancing.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
Girl, Kamala Harris was on national television calling Trump a fascist communist.
I saw that and I was like, your dad is
What?
a socialist scholar, so he's not communist. Your dad is a socialist scholar. I have nightmares about this, because I just had a baby and I have nightmares about this because her mom was like one of the only ones let in the like Black Panther Party reading group like that. I mean, her parents are so radical and she's a genocider, right? Like
an
what
actual
does
one, like an
resistance?
actual. She's married to a Zionist.
Yeah.
And the wildest part was like,
she was raising money for genocide, for Zionist nonprofits since she was 16.
oh my goodness.
And literally one of the organizations that she was raising money for lost their accreditation from Canada as a charity organization because they fund the genocide. Mm-hmm.
It's so harrowing. It's like,
oh, great word.
yeah. I have nightmare. I have nightmares about this because I'm just looking at my baby and I'm like, I'm gonna love you so much that you're not gonna grow up to be a prosecutor. I'm gonna love you so much.
Well, I think, and before we go, I'd love for you to really quickly frame for folks, because when you're growing up, you are taught through Law and Order and all the propaganda that the prosecutors represent good guys, defense
No,
represents bad guys. That is what you're
no,
taught. So I would love
yes.
for you real quick to just give people a framework of why that is not that basic.
I think the easiest way I can say it is imagine if your job every day is to put human beings in a cage. Every day you go to work, the only thing that you do is to find a way to separate people from their family, from their community, from their children, from their resources, and to put them in a cage where you know that they will be psychologically and emotionally tortured. They might face sexual violence, right? Like you have to, there is an element of dehumanization built into the job. And a lot of people in jails and prisons just need their material needs. Let me tell you a quick story. I'm representing a mom, a homeless mom, who's facing a felony theft charge because she had 2 prior theft charges because she stole $44 out of Walmart. Okay. And then the police used clear view surveillance to find her face. I'm getting all these facial recognition cases. The police, I will tell you right now, Mesquite Police in Texas, Grand Prairie Police in Texas, Dallas Police Department in Texas, they are using facial recognition in stores, comparing it to your license and your state ID, and they are putting out warrants for people and charging them with offenses. Defense has no idea how this facial recognition technology works, what the algorithm is, right? But back to what it means to be a prosecutor, because because during the trial, the prosecutor called Raunaq a terrorist, and it was during 9/11. The trial actually happened like over 9/11. And I was saying to him, because he was so heartbroken, I was saying to him, I was like, to be a death penalty prosecutor is to be someone who convinces regular people to kill, right? Like
Ooh,
like regular people, teachers, doctors,
the
like
jury.
grocers, he looks at you, he appeals to the darkest side within you, and he tells you, say yes to this person's murder, right? And it's so normal. It's so normal. The death penalty is legal in multiple states in this country, and everyday citizens get to impose death, you know. And even before you get to impose death, there's death by incarceration. You
Yeah.
know, there's children are put into jails. What kind of society puts 13, 14, 15-year-olds into cages? And then lawyers have to fight and say, hey, like Louisiana, they were saying that the jails were so hot, like the children were like literally slowly dying. And the judge was like, you need to release these children. You know, the travesty, if I start talking about the prison industrial complex, it's just gonna go
We'll
on
bring
and
you back
on.
for it. We'll bring you back to
Yeah.
talk about the prison
The
industrial complex.
travesty of Cajun humans is inherently rooted in enslavement and anti-Blackness. But
Because I
there is
want you to
no
come back
place
and
in
talk
the
about abolition.
yeah, because I can go on. There's no place in the world where the people being caged are not dispossessed. Nowhere. Nowhere. Everywhere you go, from Sweden to Ghana to Saudi Arabia, the bottom of the people in the society, the dispossessed of the people, are the ones in cages. And then the corrupt, the politicians, the ones that steal your clean air, your future, your climate, your money, they're the ones that are not criminals. They're the ones that are running the country. That's my last statement. I don't say anymore.
If you're going to end on a note, that's the note to end on. Raunaq, is there anything you'd like to add before you go? Any other thing that you'd like us to do?
Just continue speaking up for Palestine, boycotting Free Palestine. Is that her dog?
I'm thinking she's gonna bring her cat.
Sorry, I had to let Best Buy in. Okay. Are we boycotting Best Buy?
I think so.
Well, I missed the mark today, y'all. I missed the mark. I want to thank you all so much for joining us, and we're going to keep you lifted and continue to do what we can. Can you let us know where we can donate, or is that link in your bio, Raunaq?
I believe so.
I think it's linked in the NLG DFW bio. I will be sure to shoot you a direct link.
Okay, so let me just bring that on the screen real quick. And NLG DFW stands for what?
It stands for the National Lawyers Guild, the Dallas-Fort Worth chapter.
Okay, so y'all, if you have some change to spare, help out Raunaq for his appeal fee. Someone was asking what would he be appealing. Obviously, you'd be appealing a death penalty charge, or also the fact that this has been upgraded.
Oh no, not a death penalty charge.
Well, if it happened, I'm saying that's something you would appeal. But right now, you're currently appealing the terrorism charge, right?
The criminal mischief of a house of worship charge. He's appealing that.
Okay. There you go, guys. The criminal mischief of a house of worship that is funding a genocide.
Correct.
Yes.
There we go. Because that's not an oxymoron. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate you taking time with us. And we have an action-based audience here. And so I'm hoping to see them also be supportive of your actions and fight the power. Right on.
Fight the power.
Amanda.